My name is Lily. I'm a Palawa woman. I live on Wadawurrung country in Geelong. I work in football. I'm super passionate about sports' role within social change, and especially around the impacts that it can have for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people on mind, body and spirit. Yeah, the blessing was really nice. I think as Aboriginal people, we always start things with a smoking ceremony or a welcome to country or an acknowledgement. So I think it's nice that that's been carried on through this trip to be able to go away and have a blessing before we go. It's just culturally right, I think. Yeah, I'm super excited to go to Canada. I don't know, I don't have a lot of expectations because I don't really know what to expect, but 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I never would have thought I would be going as far away as Canada. So it's I can't even say it's a dream because I never would have dreamed of something like this. It's so far out of my realm of normality. So I'm very excited and very nervous for the unknown. I think often when we think of social and emotional wellbeing, it's things that we've read, and things that we read as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander young people are not always strengths-based information. So I would say we're not a statistic, you are not a statistic. You don't have to be all of the things that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people can be made out to be. You're strong, you're proud, you are from the oldest living culture in the world, and we are still here. So draw on that strength in the toughest of times, because that's what has got our ancestors through for thousands of years and will continue to get us through for thousands of years. And I think that social and emotional wellbeing is such a holistic thing that it's not about necessarily sitting in a psychologist's office or sitting and feeling like you're being interrogated, but it's such a deep personal thing that we each have to kind of hone into our cultural connections, our spiritual connections, our family ties, all of the things that make us who we are. And I think that it's such a big thing, and that it doesn't have to be viewed in such a clinical way all the time. As humans, we seek connection, and as Aboriginal people, connection to culture is and has to be at the forefront of everything that we do. And I think that sometimes that's not necessarily something that we're aware of, but it's just something that organically happens for us. And when the Western medical system recognises and acknowledges the role that connection plays, in particular for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in our culture, that we can begin to really progress with our relationship with the medical system, instead of just relying on our own ways of being as separate to the medical system. Yeah, I think that the importance of connection to country is, in my experience, is quite spiritual, in the sense that it's really different for everyone. I think that it's undervalued, the impact that sitting by the water has, listening to the wind, picking up a leaf and feeling it in your fingertips, hearing the country around you, really being with country. I think that those things are so healing, and I think that the sentiment I need some space is really reflective of that, of I need some space. To me always means like I need to be out on country. I need to not hear anything other than the birds and the wind and the crumpling of leaves under my feet. I take my shoes off all the time, just out of comfortability. I just feel more connected and grounded in myself when I do that. And I think that everyone has their own ways of doing that. I think if we're connected to the country and we listen to the country will listen to us, and then in turn will help, I guess, heal us from anything that we need healing from. So I think our social and emotional, or Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander social and emotional wellbeing wheel and the First Nations medicine wheel over in Turtle Island have a lot of similarities, and I'm really excited to learn about their healing practices and where our learnings and our cultural teachings intersect with the things that they do, and just seeing how deeply rooted their connection to family, country, culture, all of those things are within their learnings. And obviously, as so-called Australia and so-called Canada, we have really different journeys and really different places in the country's progress. So it'll be really interesting to see where they're at on certain things and how they do things, and how we can bring that back and try and progress in ways. And I'm sure that they'll feel the same in learning some things that we've done, or things that work in our westernised society here, to make sure that we can keep our culture strong, and how they can keep theirs strong as well.